Good evening everyone, this is the Great Pumpkin speaking and welcome to this new stream of Final Fantasy XIV Shadowbringers. So, this time we're going to be doing, or rather finishing the Healer Rose quest, as well as the White Mage level 80 quest. One thing to mention is that if you're watching on Twitch, we're actually going to pick up where we started, well, where we were as it is. And if you're on YouTube, well, we'll be starting off from the very beginning, and you'll see the White Mage quest later on. Now then, traditions and travails. A hearty-looking dwarf stands before you, draining a flagon of ale, remarkably swiftly given the helmet. So yes, in case you didn't know, well, it turns out that dwarves in this are actually Lalafels. Gulp, gulp, choke, sputter. Don't you know better than sneak up on a dwarf mid-flagon? Oh, he's got a hammer. We don't usually get those. Not even a proper greeting, neither. Look here. Lollyho, the name's Giott. I feel like I've heard that name before. Lollyho. See? Now that's a greeting. Lollyhos aside, just who are you anyway? I dare say I'd remember someone like yourself if we'd ever met. You're from the same strange land as the Crystal Exarch, you say? Well, well, well. He's an odd sort, the Exarch is. He knows things, right? And he's got some sort of mystical power. Don't suppose you're the same, are you? Because I could use someone with powers the likes of which this world has never known. I'm hunting Sin Eaters, you see? Well, one in particular. I've gotcha. Would make a fantastic tag team. I mean, a dwarf and a giant. Well, technically, how did they call us in this? Galgen, I think. A healer, and not half bad at the job, eh? I like your confidence. And I wish I could take your word for it, since you sound like just what I'm looking for, but I have to ask you to prove it. How do I do that? There's no need for that. Listen here. That Sin Eater I hunt ain't your average abomination. You can blame me for wanting to make sure that I'm not leading you to your grave. That would be bad for the both of us. So, you get yourself on over to the forest of the Lost Shepherd, and we'll see what you've got. And off we go. So where would that be? Forest of the Lost Shepherd. That would be right outside the Crystarium. Wonderful. I just missed my eater right there. Oh, it was there. My bad. Now then, just over there, nothing too difficult. Yeah, I preferred it when it was bright, honestly. But then again, you know, giant tentacled monsters, people turning into light sand and whatnot. Or Sin Eaters. Still feel like light sand would have made more sense. But then I suppose it's not quite as poignant, you might say. Why am I not on my mount? A behemoth. Nice. You get this as the first veteran reward, if I'm not mistaken. Or close enough to that, anywho. They haven't released any new one for a while, so I'm beyond the limit, unfortunately. Wonder if they added any for the expansion, I didn't check. Also need to unlock my new mount if I get a chance. Would be nice to know what's the deal with that weird horse lizard thing. Whatever it is. Somebody over there with a Callisto Fairy. Giott. Ho, Hard! Glad you found the place, alright? Now, for the prey. That'll do. Now, I just take a deep breath and... Hey, your mother was a hobgoblin, and you ain't much to look at neither. Come here and face me, you craven shite. Come on. Ha. Brown. Though Giott lies prone, the creature appears indisposed to seize its rampage. It seems that it will have to be dealt with. Alright. Wonder if they're all like that or if it's just Giott. So where is it? That away. Child's play. Oh, Midori ran out of time, did she? Or he. I never did mention the gender. Nor did I check, really. I wanted to use SCs, but too dangerous in such a cramped space. That was a good idea too, because of those hop trap around. Alright, let's heal him up. Roll quests are actually a really interesting thing. I'm looking forward to see what they have to offer. Ha! See, that wasn't so bad. I reckoned I broke 3 or so ribs, and at least 1 femur there. My bones feel just fine now. Better than before, actually. And that beast gave you no trouble. Seems that you're just what I'm looking for after all. We can talk about the rest back at the Crystarium over a drink or 3. The folk at the Wandering Stairs know how to keep them coming. Meet me there. And back to the Crystarium. So, here we are. Gulp, 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 burp. There ain't nothing like a flagon of ale after a well-earned victory. Did you hit your head? Oh yes, and hard. That beast gave me a trouncing. Really exceeded my expectations, as you did. Ha! Whatever you want to call what we just did, doing it helped us to understand each other sure enough. I've seen that you're a masterful fighter, and you learned that I'm fearless as the stone, and so a fellowship is forged. Now that I'm sure you won't get yourself killed, I can tell you about the Seed Eater I'm after. It's one of the so-called cardinal virtues, Sophrosine, and it's a nasty piece of work. Each of the virtues looks like one of the fools who brought the flood upon us, but this one takes after the worst of the bunch, Lammet, disgrace to all dwarven kind. Knowing that one of our own people was a warrior of light is bad enough, but Sophrosine, being out there, looking all dwarf-like, well, it don't help matters. A cursed thing. The Council of Elders, they don't want to live with the shame of Lammet's sins no more. So the head of the council, the elder most elder, stay with me here, gave me this job. Hunt down Sophrosine. Slay it. See that it don't keep sullying our good name. We actually saw that little lady. She was the Devout of Darkness or something. I'm our strongest warrior, so if anyone's going to do it, it has to be me. That's fine, I'm more than up for a contest of might. The problem I'm having, though, is that Sophrosine keeps healing itself, and it's, well, deeply annoying. I suppose it's because Lamit herself was some kind of master of the art, but Sophrosine's healing is so powerful that no matter how hard I whack it, I can't leave a scratch. To make matters worse, it also flies around, carefully as you please. Resurrecting other Sin Eaters. We'll be up in our eyeballs in them before ever if we can do something about those curative powers. That's where you come in, right? Lemon doesn't deserve your scorn, you know. Yes? Great! With those skills of yours at hand, we'll find a way to put an end to the stain on my people's history once and for all. You might not have heard, but the tales say that Lamit roamed the land without her helm. She willingly showed her face to those who weren't kin. She knew full well that it would dishonor her and us all, and she did it anyway. Then, there's the part about bringing doom on all the world. Not one of our taboos, really, but it's generally frowned upon. Well, you don't tell. And now she's back. Face bare to the world, a Sin Eater. What could make a dwarf go so wrong? Ah, but we have ale to drink and Sin Eaters to hunt. In that order. You healed my body sure enough, but I'll need a few more flagons to restore my vigor. And by a few, I mean about 100. Come and find me later. So I suppose even in the first, dwarves are drunkards. Oh, well, no matter. We'll be fine. Friends and allies. Giott shows no sign of having ceased drinking at any point since your last meeting. Gulp, 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 gulp. And who are you? You looking at me? You got something to say? Got you, eh? Ha! Of course I remember my new partner. I ain't drunk neither. I'm a dwarf. It'll take more than, well, however much I had to get me under the table. And now you know one more thing about me. They'll strengthen our bond of fellowship, I'm sure. But we'll need more than just a sense of camaraderie if we're to take down Sophrosine. So I'm thinking we should start with observation. Get you a good look at its healing powers. Let you see what we're dealing with. Now, this is the perfect place to overhear the right sort of information. If you listen, don't get the wrong idea. I don't let it get in the way of no important drinking, but I do pay attention. Anyway, what I heard is that Sophrosine's been spotted in Calusia. Then I remembered, there's a little pub over in Stilltide. The Leaky Keel, it's called, and they make decent brew. Some of the folk there should be able to point us in the right direction. Sounds like you're more looking for drinking and me for doing all the job. But hey! Alright. So, off to Stilltide then. One new thing you'll notice is that we now have access to two new spells, which are Glare and Dia. Those are the upgrades that I spoke about for Arrow 2 as well as Stone 4. So by getting to level 72, well, you'll get access to those. And here is Giott. Gulp, gulp, gulp. And just what are you looking at? Fine, fine. No need to give me that murderous stare. I know what you're thinking. That Giott, you think to yourself, always drinking and lounging about and drinking some more. What a sluggard! What a drunkard! What a magnificent beard! Oh, I wish I had a beard like that. Actually, I do. Yes, I know. You don't need to explain yourself to me. We should really work on finding you a sense of humor. Maybe deal with that after Sophrosine. It might take a while. Anyway, you'll be happy to hear that while I was waiting, I got my hands on some prime information. Also some excellent wine. No, information first. Information first. Right, so according to the local fisherfolk, quite a few Sin Eaters have turned up near the Bright Cliff lately. I suggest we go there and kill as many as we can find. We can't say for sure where Sophrosine will appear next, but if it's in the area, it won't pass up a chance to revive its fallen friends, right? And while we're at it, you can vent some of that pent-up rage you've got. Don't need to be pretty, so long as the job gets done. Just make sure to find me again before Sulfurocene shows up. Are you here? That looks like a catastrophe in the making. Well, no matter. Let's go ahead and kill us some Sin Eaters. Oh, that reminds me. Now that the expansion is released properly, well, we now have access to a few things. Among others, that new mount available from the pre-order. Fancy, huh? Actually pretty neat, I feel like. But anywho, yeah, we have access to those as well as Squall's revolver. And among the other things you get for buying Shadowbringers for the pre-access, if I'm not mistaken. Whether that's linked to the actual game or just the pre-access, I'm not entirely sure. But beyond that fact, we have reached our destination. And we've got a Forgiven Shame. So there is Dia, who will be our damage over time. And we've got Glare, which is our new offensive spell. Not quite as fancy as Stones 4, really looks a little wimpy, but then again, we get to use Holy Magic now. As I mentioned, they're probably trying to differentiate us from Red Mages and possibly any other class that they might come up with. Still fancy, has a nice sound to it, as opposed to the usual explosions that we got. And my Chocobo has kicked her bum. So, off to the next one then. Oh, lucky. So given that the stream started a little late this time around, we're gonna be trying to end a little later than usual. So basically you won't be losing anything. Forgiven Clamor. That's new. Looks like those dark hounds that we saw in Stormblood. That's probably where the model originated, of course. I could get used to that spell. So give them a few more levels of ability to use, which is neat. Black mages are gonna get ridiculous in very short order. You're already at Fire 4, and it's probably just gonna keep getting higher. Unless they get entirely different skills, which is actually very possible. Oh, my little Namazu pals. I've been missing you so much. Can't say I have much left to do in Kalusia at this point, although half of the zone is still closed off, so it's gotta be a lot of stuff for us to do later on. Same for Lakeland as well as Amaring. But then again, that was to be expected, I suppose. Oh, Giott's been busy, eh? Hey, hon. That should do it. Or not. You little... And wolf too. It's one of those cartoony hounds. Alright, that should do it. Now we wait to see if Sulfurocenes will show itself. Over in those bushes, say, and I've got the wine right here. Guessing that's gonna be a running gag once you actually meet the Dwarven Beast Tribe, huh? Although the Beast Tribes haven't been released yet, there should be a Dwarven settlement at some point. Now then. Huh. It's the creepiest Lalafell I've seen thus far. There, that's it! Damn, those things are ugly. See? It revived the other one. Uh-oh. Hey, what's wrong? Oh, lovely. Flashback time. Looks like a bearded Ladafell. Dwarven healer. What a lonely place to die. The world outside is even worse than I feared. Someone there? Wheeze. That's hard, Bert. You're alive. Well, why didn't you say so? I can do much for the dead, but the living, that's a whole other matter. So when you raise someone, they're not entirely dead, I suppose. That explains a lot. I can't believe it! All of my wounds healed! Thank you, kind stranger! You sure are lucky that I passed by. You really might have died, you know. You'll hear no argument from me. I was a fool. The thought that the hobgoblin I was after might have friends lying in wait never so much as crossed my mind. I shouldn't have been out there here alone. With your magic to keep me fighting, though, their numbers wouldn't pose such a problem. What do you say? You don't look to have a party of your own yet, and I could certainly use a man like you on my side. Well, I am no man, unripened gourd. Why, I've never been so insulted in all my life. Let me tell you what's what. I'm Lammet, proud daughter of the Toll family, and if I catch you mocking me again, I'll put you right back the way I found you. You hear? Yes, ma'am. I certainly didn't mean to offend. The beard misled me, you see. Ah. And then, when the tank and healer meets, sparks ignites. And that's that. Ooh, treasure! Look, Hardbert, treasure! Oh, his gear's improving. You certainly looked a hero. Let's see you act like one. Hello, Hard? Hey you, hunterless lout, half-empty flagon, lumbering lummox, your mother was a hob, and your face looks like a newborn's arse. What now? That was colorful. Straight-faced as always. A refreshing round of insults always cheers me up. But I'm starting to wonder if you have as much trouble with fun as you do with jokes. Are you sure your mother ain't a hob? Positive. Fine, never mind. At least we got what we came for, and you didn't miss much. After Surfrosine brought the other Eater back to life, they both floated off to who knows where. But what happened to you? You saw Surfrosine? No, the real Lammet's passed. Ha! I knew you'd have some kind of weird power. Sounds to me like what you witnessed was the beginning of Lammet's journey, right after she left home. It's odd. You said she was wearing her helm, and she helped out that injured traveler just like any dwarf of honor would do. Maybe she wasn't born a monster. But then... It don't sit right with me neither. But standing around wondering about it won't do anything to but make us thirsty. We're done here, so let's go back to the Crystarium. If we must. Let's hope we won't have to level up too much to actually finish this. Because that would be annoying. For those that have also gotten the expansion, don't forget to equip your Aetheryte Earring. That makes things a lot easier when leveling your classes. I spent an entire evening without it on my warrior and felt really silly afterward. Oh well, things happen, so it's not a big deal. But yeah, it appears that a lot of those characters are actually looking for characters with similar skill sets to them as opposed to Giott here, which is actually rather surprising. Gulp, gulp, gulp. Ah, there ain't nothing like a flagon of ale after a job well done. Don't give me that look. I did stuff this time, you saw. And you also saw Sulfurocene work its magic. But since you haven't said nothing about it yet, I'm guessing you didn't have no sudden revelations about how to stop it. Don't worry, I didn't expect you to solve my whole problem just like that. I only need you to remember what you saw today. Keep it in your mind. Then maybe something will come up to you when you're working your magic elsewhere. Me, I like to think while I drink. It's the most efficient way, so you can find me here if you need me. I'll let you know when I have a plan. And he apparently won't do for another 2 levels. Well, that's annoying. So, there's our pal Giott here, who apparently is from a different tribe from the Tull and the Gogs. Apparently, you can tell by his blue hat and whatever. So anyway, the scientific method. If you recall, we were hunting for a Lamit who has apparently become some sort of void scent that is apparently resurrecting the other ones, and we're trying to figure out a plan to prevent her from resurrecting our friends. Giott is eyeing you, presumably. It's a bit hard to tell. Gulp, gulp, gulp. Ah. Lollyho, looks like you've been training hard. In hick fact, your muscles are so much bigger, it's almost like there's 3 of you. Yes, I'm joking, as you know, but you do seem stronger. I don't suppose you came up with a clever plan for stopping Sulfurocene while you were at it. Sulfurocene being the new name for the Lamit Sin Eater as it is. Don't worry, I have another test in mind that'll get us some more information. Then we'll be better set to think of something. We'll be killing Sin Eaters again, but this time, you're healing them. Well, trying to anyhow. I don't expect it to work. Sin Eaters aren't like us, or like any sort of normal creature, but by seeing your healing magic fail to heal them, we should learn why it don't work, and then maybe we can figure out what's so different about Sulfurocene. I've heard it from folks passing through that stray Sin Eaters find their way to Amarang pretty often. Meet me at Mordsuk and be ready for carnage. I'll actually be trying to do all of these once I've managed to level my other classes. Might take a bit though. So anyway, off to Amarang, Mordsuk more specifically. Alrighty. Let's find our little pal. Here's Giott, looking for ore in that booze. Gulp, 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 gulp. You know, I heard that the liquor here ain't fit to drink, but it's not half bad. Gets the job done, and with a real kick. Oh, I know what you're thinking. That Giott always downing one ale or another, you think to yourself. And so good at it, too. I'm uncontrollably jealous. I just can't take anymore. And you quietly weep on the inside. Yeah, that's about it. I'm sympathetic, I am. But my drinking is important. No, indispensable. Dwarfs get fiercer the more they drink. Really fuels the fire within. I can see you don't believe me. Fine, you leave me no choice. I'll show you. I'll go on ahead and dice some Sin Eaters in the time it takes you to finish off this Mord swill here. Just gulp that down, come and find me. Southeast of here. You'll see. Seeing as how you did against that, whatever it was last time, well, I'm not sure that's gonna be well. A half-finished bottle of alcohol, apparently purchased by Giott, sits on the mat. The local concoction within is a deep brown, and from it wafts a stench that can only be described as atrocious. Yeah! Let's down that. You hold your nose and gulp down the remaining liquid. At first, you taste only water, in which more likely baited, but you then know the aftertaste. It's the flavor of hope, with a hint of feet. Amazing! You finish! Of all non-moored customers, only you and Dwarf ever drink so much. Well, good for you. And now, let's go find Giott before he manages to get himself in trouble. Which shouldn't take too long, actually. So basically, I've been leveling up to actually get us ready for the end of the main quest. And as it turns out, I've actually earned a new move while we were at it. Something called Transcendence. What this does, basically, is increase my healing, if I'm not mistaken, by 10%. As well as, increase healing by 20%. And increase, and decrease damage taken by allies by 10%. Also gives me fancy angel wings and whatnot. I'll show it off once we get to the White Mage quest. For the moment, I don't really need it. But it's neat to know that we've got some active mitigation, what with Divine Benison here and that. That will help out tremendously. Not to mention how well Crown of the Immaculate went with 2 White Mages. Ugh. The second we got a Scholar, we cleared. Some things can be explained. Oh. Well, he made it. The Eater appears to have been roundly bludgeoned by a rather over-enthusiastic mole-wielder. Well, it's small a little, but you did good. See, your average Sheen-Eater is no match for me. Not with the power of tradition and alcohol on my side. As a matter of fact, I put down another before I got around to this one here, but, I did the job a bit too well. Really mangled the thing. It was pretty gross, flattened in all the wrong places, with bits poking out and the like. So I got it out of here. Anyway, you get the idea. I drink a lot. I kill stuff. You have to admit it's an effective strategy. Yeah. And now that we've got our Sin-Eater patient, you can try out your healing on it. Go on. Healing. They're not having us actually cast. That's unfortunate. Ooh, it's a mystery. As we thought, nothing. Did you figure out the why of it? I think it was never really alive to begin with. You're right on that one. Sin-Eaters may look like people or beasts, but it's like they're just pretending. They're not truly alive. Only the light drives them, keeps them going like winding an automaton, and healing magic ain't meant for restoring life to something that didn't have none to begin with. But if Sophrosine's power ain't like the healing magic we know, what is it then? I also wonder why it don't come and revive this one. Is it just too far away to take notice? Then again, I had never heard tell of it appearing at Oldminster Switch, neither. And so many Eaters got killed there that you'd think it would take note eventually. So why only resurrect some Sin-Eaters and not others? This is all too much thinking, not enough drinking. To the Crystarium! Well, it doesn't seem like we're going to be making much progress there. Oh well, no matter. So, back to the Crystarium then. Probably gonna take a few. We've done the levels 72 and 74 one. Got to be 2 or 3 more. Oh, it wasn't Transcendence, it was Temperance. My mistake. Close enough, though. What to do with the wings and whatnot. I do like the fact that the fact that the light in this game, as it is, isn't all glowy yellow like it is, like say, in World of Warcraft. That's actually usually disappointing when it's not white. Gulp, gulp, gulp. The word stuff's all right, but this here is fine ale. At least that's what my body tells me, and I always listen. That's how I keep my muscle primed and my spirits high. Speaking of, would it kill you to relax a little? Being so serious all the time can be good for you, and the silent staring just makes you seem morose. We won't kill Sulfurcene any faster for not drinking, that's for sure. Nothing comes easy to sober folks. And that's why I need a few more in me before I can really get to work figuring out why Sulfurcene does what it does. I keep feeling like I'm missing something obvious, but... The Lost and the Found. Giott appears to be consuming ale with even greater voracity than usual. That's what he does, alright? Gulp, 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 gulp. Lolly-ho! I'd ask if you're here for a drink, but I know you ain't. You've got that serious look about you, as usual. I've got my usual here, too. My fifth round of it, in fact. Heh. I do love voicing dwarves in this, especially this guy is so enthusiastic. Why so few, you ask? Well, I stepped away for a while to do some research, but that Morin bloke kicked me out of the Cabinet of Curiosity, and then banned me for life. Spilled just a wee bit of meat on the books, and he chased you out with the fury of 1,000 floods. That man could use a drink, if you ask me. What's the glare for? Don't tell me you're siding with him over me. We're supposed to be partners. And after I worked so hard to find us new information on Sulfurcene, drank so much, sat with those dusty tomes until not one, but both of my buttocks went numb. So... did you find anything? Yeah, that sounds like you. Oh! I know, ain't I great? And I have just the most magnificent beard. Anyhow, I did get some new information from a reliable source. A drinking buddy of mine. Sulfurcene was seen recently in the Raktika Greatwood. If we do some of our signature ether slaying in the forest, there's a chance we'll draw it out. I figure that sitting around thinking is getting us nowhere, and research can only take us so far, so why not? Maybe fighting it together will teach us something we couldn't learn otherwise. We can't kill it, but the two of us should be more than capable of getting a few whacks in and making an escape. I've fought it before, and come away fine, mostly. So what's this? So that's the plan. Meet me a Slitherbow, then we go a pummelin'. Alrighty then. Slitherbow. Been a while since I've been there. Need to go look for ether currents to get flight in all the various zones. Sorry. Figured there wasn't much point seeing as I haven't finished the Tempest yet. But I do have a few quests waiting that needs doing. Gulp, gulp, gulp. Ah. There you are! I didn't mention it earlier, but I've been here looking for Sulfurcene before. I know most everyone is Slitherbow, actually. Sure, they seem an odd lot at first, what with worshipping the darkness and all, but once you get to know them, share a few drinks, they're not bad folks. Make fine wine too, shame you can't get it anywhere else. Anyhow, they've been helping me out while I enjoy the local spirits. Seems that Sulfurcene's shown itself in the blind forest of Yixmaya, east of here. Let's get out there and slay a few sin eaters each, like we did before. See if that brings it to us. Very well. Probably closer from the V's town. There. Off to the Fano. Whee! Freaking mount still looks creepy. Look at that. He's not even holding me properly. It's all a lie. Anywho. Those things that looks like victory bells and whatnot. So anyway, Sin Eaters. Forgiven Chain. Yeah, I'll not have any of your tender love. Only level 76 too. I thought these all scaled. At least the side quests do. Pretty much finished any quest I could find, aside from the one that required flight. And even some that don't. But because they're so difficult to do, I figured might as well get flying, they'll be faster. Bow arrest, eh? Alright. Let's kill us a few White Walkers. Forgiven Folly, yeah? Alright. I can dig it. Still think the general combat team is weak. I'm sorry, but I just don't like it. Also heard that in a future dungeon, they actually butchered the Alexander boss team. Well, butchered is rather a strong word, but I don't care for it either way. Much prefer the original. We'll see about this once we are done with the main quest proper. We'll have two side dungeons to take on. And if I'm not mistaken, there was something else. Oh yeah, the new raid, Eden. Oh, Pachamama. That's a new model too. That's the first time I see one of those. Sweet. So, instance battle then. Right, that looks good. Well, not good, but you take my meaning. Now we settle in and hope that Surferscene's feeling charitable today. Alrighty. Let's do this. Where is it? I'm nearly out of wine. Oh, there. Don't forget, we still need to find out how it does what it does, so make sure you're watching and not just walloping. I'm sure I can take her. No problem. Now then. Watch closely. Giott the Ale-Forged. Wait for it. There! Looks a little different. Why doesn't it fix the other one, though? Well, makes our lives easier, I guess. Charge! Take down the weakling first. Okay, you're the boss, Giott. You're going down a little quick, though. Oh, come on! Odd, that moves looks more like... Huh, tain't no match for us. Now for Surferscene. Oh, shite. How does it do that so fast? Swift cast raise? Right, divide and conquer. You take suffer scene. Alright. Sanctified stone tree. Hey, that ain't right. You little... Well, not particularly impressed so far. Sanctified holy. Huh. Not even close enough to make a difference. Oh, Essie has actually healed him. It's working, keep at it. Can't help but notice she doesn't have glare, while I do. Ha, take that, you. What? What now? Did we do it? Of course not. It's early in the quest. Of course not. Healing magic is so annoying. No offense intended. Hard! Oh, not again. Yeah, the echo is rather inconvenient. Meanwhile, she gets to pelt me with stone trees. Oh. So this is the Guardian. You excited, Lammet? Yes, of course. I've come this far, and I will claim the legacy of Ronka. Nice to see old bosses being reused. Relive Lammet's battle in pursuit of ancient secrets. Oh! That I did not expect. We'll follow your lead, Lammet. Ah, damn it. She has shitty spells, too. I'll keep it busy. The Codex of Darkness, too. Ow! Let me guess, they expect me to heal them, too. Runcan Medica. Who's Silva? Codex of Fortitude, tree. Ouch! Please tell me you're soon I can fix this. Alright. Much better. Now I take my revenge. Oh, damn it. It's a big one. To me, quickly. Oh. Nicely done, everyone. Not so well done, if you ask me. Then again, I'm not spending a whole lot of MP there. I don't know what's coming, but it can be good. Tether. So, steal the tether? No. Gods, it's as if my strength is being drained somehow. I need you to heal me as much as you can. Ah, you did it. It's alright. Awakened Guardian. The statues, they're moving! I'd rather they're focused. Meanwhile, say no more. Just keep them in one place. That's a lot of them. Tougher than I thought, but I'll get you yet. Oh, limit break. That's all of them. Now let's finish this. Hey, you, get back up. It's going for you, Lammet. Come here. Hopefully heal Silva before it's too late. Using a lot of the old Dark Knight thing I get the feeling that you just saved my life. Again! Yeah, that's what we do. We're so close. Hit it with everything you've got. Alrighty. The suit she's got going is actually not much like the dwarven dress I'm wearing, which is a little strange. Whee! Everyone alright? It appears so. All's well. Now, let's get what we came for. The lost restorative magic of Ronka. Can you sense the power in it? Yes, there can be no mistake. Silva, this is it. And my only path forward is forward. Huh. They had one of those seals, too. Wise Guardian, in the name of the royal house of Ronka, I implore you, grant me your knowledge. Oh, it worked. Whee! Damn it! It's a crystal. I did it! The spell is mine at long last. I can save my sister. And you will. We'll meet up with Brandon and Neilbert, and then we'll see you home. Neilbert. The name doesn't seem familiar. Then again, I don't remember the name of the other Warriors of Darkness, so who knows? Hey! Oh she of inferior beardliness! Eggface! Hog daughter! Get it together, for stone's sake! Why do dwarves keep flinging insults to get people awake? Seeing into the past is a nice trick and all, but could you maybe, oh, I don't know, wait until we're not in mortal peril next time? Driving so foreseen away without pulverizing you in the bargain was no mean feat. If I weren't, well, we'd both be dead right about now. Eh. I hope you learned something worth the trouble, at least. Solamit was after a spell from old Waronka. That could be the secret of Sophrosine's power, but it's hard to know for sure. Whatever Lamit did to pry those secrets out of the ruins was right complicated by the sound of it, and she took the power with her. We need to think on how we can confirm what you saw. Maybe find out what that magic actually does. Yes, over a nice mug of ale. No, mead. No, ale first, then mead. That sounds like a right proper idea right there. Anywho, so that means, Wandering Stairs. Where is that? Okay. It's within the Crystarium, at least. I don't actually know the name of the places outside of the pendants. Well, I gotta admit, I've been there the entire main quest, and I still, don't really know the entirety of the city yet. At some point I'll need to just walk around and talk to people. Still haven't done that, and I ought to do it. Hey there, buddy, pal, not kitty person. Gulp. Nothing goes down so well after a fight than ale. Ain't no higher truth in this world than that. Don't give me those. Oh, there goes Giott waxing philosophical about the ale again, eyes. I'm doing this for your own good. It's plain that you never had a proper education. It's like this. You pick the right booze for the right job. You've got your ale for before and after physical fights, of course, but you've also got mead for reading, wine for singing, and your hard liquor for those times when you need to tell some Hobson to go stick his head in the forge. Me, I'll be switching to the mead. I'm thinking I might find something about what happened to Lamet's sister if I look through my village old annals. And hopefully I can get my hands on some historical records of Ronka, more and be damned. I don't know what you'll be getting yourself into while I'm at it, but you make sure to bring the right drink for the job. I'll let you know when I've got something worth pursuing. Never to return. Predictably, Giott is drinking. Gulp, 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 gulp. There you are. I need Heek Lesh mead. Yes, you heard me. Lesh, but more ale. Much more. Wait, you ain't the waitress? Oh, I know you want to say something, but you won't. You think that'll just encourage me? Well, maybe that's what I want you to think. Or maybe, gasp, you know that's what I actually want you to think. All this time I thought I was annoying you, but actually... Nah, can't be. All of this rubbish about lost civilizations must be getting to me. I've read about a dozen histories and I still don't know nothing about that magic of Lamet's. What I did find, though, is where she would have gone if she wanted to see her sister, and it's in Tomra. So what do you say? Come and visit my home. I'll be waiting for you when you get there. So he's actually from Tomra, but he doesn't have the right outfit. People need to learn the right outfit for the right job. That's actually not true. I don't care about appearances much. Well, I suppose you could tell that by some of the shirts I'm wearing on stream. That is actually not so bad. Red one though, this thing's hideous. Enchanter Reborn, eh? What class would you be? White Mage. I may have forgotten to tell Hard how to get here. That's unfortunate. Come to think of it, I ain't sure she can get here. The tunnel's only for dwarves then. Hard? Where'd you come from? Oh, so it was you folks that got the ladder moving. Huh. I can't believe you managed that, and you didn't even tell me. Just when you think you know a person. Yes, that's a joke anyhow. The place I want to show you is just over there. Follow me. Do-do-doot, do-do-doo, do-doot. That's close to that dudes that couldn't do a proper lally-ho. I can do so now. Got the emote and everything. Okay, so it's that place. Looks strange. Oh. Sin Eater corpse. Nothing to worry about. This monstrosity came flying at my face. Rudely, I might add, when I unsealed the old tunnels, but everything's under control. As you can see, I gave it an old-fashioned dwarven decking. Dwarven decking? Sorry, I ain't at the liberty to explain further. It's forbidden to reveal the secrets of the dwarven decking to outsiders. And anyway, I brought you here for something more important than that. I do not think so. Let me explain. We don't use it no more, but before the flood, dwarves lived in this place, only the sick ones, mind. In those days, there was this illness called stone blight. Turn your skin to stone, bit by bit, and it was just a matter of time, a few months or a few years, until you were completely petrified completely. No one knew where it came from, but they did know that it was contagious, and so they locked them all up, here in the Blight Warrens. They needed to keep it from spreading, because there was no cure. Not back then. Are they still contagious down there? I'm too pretty to be petrified. Well, actually, that's not entirely true, but that's besides the point. Oh, lovely. Lamet! Was it not enough to leave without permission, or to return unbidden, bringing these strangers into our home? You knew full well that entering the Blight Warrens is forbidden. How many of our traditions must you trample before you are satisfied? Strange they don't wear their hats there. If you so refuse to respect your heritage, you have no place here. As head of the council, I hereby banish you. You are no longer a dwarf. Be gone, and never return. Be gone! Have you lost your wits? Lamet just cured your people. Her sister and all the others. She left your village to find a way to save them. And she did. She did what no one else could. Your words have no weight here, outsider. This is a dwarven matter. Silence! Silence! Lalafels. I will not be silent. You have no idea what Lamet has been through. That's enough, Hardbert. Whatever my reasons, I did break our laws. And I did so knowing that this would be the result. I will accept my punishment. I'll leave my dwarven pride behind today. Lamet! Probably never saw her without the helmet, too. If Lamet is leaving, so am I, Lamet's sister. You probably didn't think much of us after you shoved us in there to die, but it was awfully hard to breathe. We all took off our helms off. If Lamet's going to be banished for breaking our traditions, then I should be too. That's some angry Lalafels there. As the young lady says, none of us is perfect. If it ain't right that Lamet should be the only one punished for it, especially seeing as she was saving us. Come on, exiles. We keep our faces plain for all to see, and our heads held high. That's a cute haircut for a Lalafell. Not this one, the previous one. Oh, everyone. Them wobbling over with the little stubby legs of them. So cute. Are you sure you're alright with this? We could go back. We could... What? Pummel the elders with your axe? I know you're not that fledgling adventurer who got knocked flat by odds anymore. You could probably defeat even our strongest warriors, but forget it. We have more important things to worry about. We still haven't found what caused the illness in the first place. If it really is the Shadow Keeper again, well, you know what we have to do. If this is what it takes to save our world, I will give up my home and more, Ardbert. And anyway, it's not all bad. I don't think I really understood before how beautiful it is out here, how nice the wind feels. Well, with the hat, that's kind of difficult. It is nice, isn't it? Didn't have the badass beard before. And for what it's worth, I'm glad you're here, helmet or no. Ardbert, thank you. She does look nicer without the helmet. Who dat? That doesn't look good. Hey, Hobdaughter! Ugly! Ugh. Look, I'm running out of insults here, and I'm starting to feel bad. Just wake up already. Finally! Well, that was harrowing. About as soon as you started doing your thing, that Sin Eater decided to rise from the dead. Though I suppose that's mostly my own fault for not dealing it an extra blow or two just in case. Anyhow, what did you see? I knew it! I knew that Lammet was the one who cured Stoneblight. It had to have been. She saved all of them, and they exiled her for it. And the head of the Council of Elders... Could that have been Giott's ancestor? I did see kind of a resemblance, although it was kind of tough to tell. Name still feels familiar, though. Wasn't he the king of the dwarves? King Giott. That sounds right to me. Oh, sorry, I suppose I wandered off. Got caught up in my own thoughts. Actually, can you give me a moment? Or maybe a while. I'm not sure what you think is all. I don't want to keep you from your other work, so see you later. You won't get rid of me so easily. The soul of temperance, Giott, isn't drinking. That's unfortunate. Dwarf got a drink. Oh, hello there, Harn. Lally-ho. Oh, you even get to see the emote. Cool. What? I mean, lally-ho. Oh, and a lally-ho to you. I'm impressed. You knowing to give me the lally-ho just now shows that you've really picked up the finer points of dwarven culture. You even heard about the drinking song too. That really helped. Thanks. I was so busy dwelling on that business with Lammet that I almost forgot the news I had for you about Sulfurcine. You remember that Sin Eater I killed in the Blight Warrens? Well, while you were gone, Sulfurcine showed up to revive it. Seeing that convinced me. Huh? I mean, you remember how I was wondering why Sulfurcine don't revive every Sin Eater we take down, right? Well, we learned from your vision that the dwarves that Lammet cured of Stoneblight went into exile of their own volition. As you can see, the village was spared the worst of the flood, but the folks that left, well, probably weren't. Which means... they became Sin Eaters. Or rather, Sulfurcine is healing the same people Lammet did. Right! It's the only thing that makes sense. These poor souls couldn't go back to the village, so they got caught in the flood. They became Sin Eaters, and Sulfurcine is still saving them, even now. And that gave me an idea. As we figured before, Sulfurcine ain't alive. But Lammet wanted so badly to heal those dwarves that it's still following suit. Like a reflex its body can't forget. The last time Lammet saw those folks she healed, they were helmless, leaving their home for the last time. She probably never forgot the sight of them. And so Sulfurcine goes around healing helmless dwarves to this day. You see the solution, right? Helms! So simple, it's brilliant! And it's not the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Isn't it just? Not as brilliant as my beard. Maybe, but a few things are. Now, whether clapping a helm onto Sulfurcine will keep it from healing itself, I can't say. It'll depend on whether the thing sees itself as just another helmless dwarf. It don't seem to have much in the way of self-awareness, so I think it's worth a shot. Fortunately, we don't need to wait to find out. Came around not too long before you did, So if we kill the right sort of Sin Eaters, it should still be close enough to notice. Let's get to it. That seems pretty much random. I mean, we just got lucky 2 times by just killing the right one. Yeah. Oh, the guild chat are talking about something called the Blade of Antiquity. No idea what they're talking about. Might be talking from of extreme trial or something, but the person that's talking probably isn't up to there. Tough to tell, really. Anywho. Got the Frit Pony. Now then, Forgiven Shame. It's nice to know that DPS actually allows us to get lilies back. For a while I thought it was just healing. But then again, my understanding of this particular gauge is rather low, I gotta be honest. I find it weird that they use a darkness move, what with being Sin Eaters. Not sure I mentioned that before. Sometimes I have a tendency to ramble on. Anywho. Couple more to the south then. Alright. This little thing from the Sahagin beast tribe. The heck is that? Huracan. Using the old Alteroite model there. Walteroid. Never entirely sure how to pronounce those. I had a lot of teachers trying to teach me proper English and everything, but mostly it was just me learning how people pronounce things and repeating it. I was never very particularly good at grammar, really. I just learned constructions that works. Works for me. That's a lot of dudes, alright. Hey, stop that. Alrighty then. So, going to see Giott, I figure. Oh, and he's pretty far too. Oh, not the friggin' mana cutter. This thing is so unsatisfying to ride. Even prefer the ponies, really. Like the Shiva pony. Whee! As you can see, no quest left in the entire zone. Been working hard. Mostly because I want to know every bit of lore that I can find in these. I could probably just run roulette or whatever, but that's boring. Well, not entirely true. It's more fun to play, but you don't learn anything. Still that forlorn music back in Kalusia. You know, I just realized that little, shall we say... How can I say? action music that was running around here before we did Crown of the Immaculate. Well, it's not there anymore. I didn't find out earlier because I actually did quests without music on. Put on YouTube in another window. Here's Giott. Right, so we've got our eaters, we've got our helms, and now we wait. Once Suffer Scene shows up, we'll test out the helm on the bait first. They'll also save us from having to kill it over and over. Alrighty then. We're getting a sync to 420 of item level 2. I'm close to that, but not quite as much. This feels familiar. You bet it is. There she is. Aha! At last! Bit less toppling over on your part this time, if you please. Now then. Come on. Wait for it to be distracted with healing the other one, then we strike. Sleep resistance. Huh. Now, charge! As I said, we'll try this on the lesser eater first. I'll give it a bit of a pommeling, then you put it to sleep with repose. What? That'll give me the chance to slip the helmet on. I doubt it'll take to napping mid-battle unless nearly ready to drop. So wait for my signal, you hear? And unfortunately, I haven't used your repose in quite a while. So let's see. It's in rolls. Okay. Giott is taking a heck of a beating too. Probably shouldn't put on the dots, seeing as it's probably... So just gotta wait for the sleep resistance to get off. It's time! Hard! Cast repose! Alright, let's get that ugly mod of yours covered up. Huh, ain't that a sight? I don't know, I can't really see it properly. I've got you, Giott. Yeah, it kinda looks like the dwarven helmet, alright. Let's have a closer look if we can. Can't really see much. But it does look like it. Hey, you quit dying. Look like it worked! It's not reviving the thing. Now we, lucky for us, I brought extra helms in case of emergency. Alrighty then. Oh. That's right, I was supposed to not use the dot. Can I perhaps cancel it? Doesn't look like it. Perhaps the game will recognize that I've succeeded. Now then. Yeah, it works. I need to help out Giott a bit. It's interesting though, they're making me use something that I don't use at all. Originally, it could be used to pacify certain mobs that would give you trouble. Nowadays, pretty much useless. Seeing as usually you actually want to kill those things. Alrighty. Hope you kept one for the lady. And now we can... Oh, Wicked White, that's annoying. Are these maybe trying to protect it? Does some part of them remember? Well, no time to ponder that now. Helms away. Quit dying, Giott. Yeah. Annoying little things. Alright, there should be plenty. Starting to run out of MP too. Alright, need to take it down first. Now then. This is the stupidest fight I've ever seen. Looks like they've pent. Stop coming! Now we hit suffer scene with everything we've got. Well, she went down quick. Ow. Me and my big mouth. So we do it in cutscene, so we actually don't need to put the helmet on her first. She was probably immune anyway. Perfect! Now! Hold still! Rawr! Oh my. You alright, Giott? She didn't want the helmet. Why? Oof, thanks. The helm got it even worse than I did just then, and it was our last one. Not our last. You still got yours. Hate to say it, but this ain't going as well as I hoped. If we had even one more helm, I could try again, but... Wait, we do have one more helm. See? Heh, you little idiot. Just the one. Ha, don't he look dashing? That's rather a strange haircut for a male dwarf. Or perhaps he was a woman the entire time. Well, well, looks like it's time to take this heater down once and for all. Together! Wow. Threw a lot of spittle on that one. Well, like a proper dwarf, I figure. It's time, Hard. We can end this. Seems a lot tankier this time around. Looks like I was right. No healing for you. Ha. Giott is good at this. Alright, Lemmet was a big damn hero. No surprise that she knows a few dangerous tricks. What is that there? Dwarven helmet is preventing the use of certain restorative actions. Oops. Gotta help Giott. Come here, quickly! That was easy. I knew you'd have my back. So, am I getting that too? Figure this isn't as good time as any to use Temperance. And you can see my little angel wings now. Sweet, huh? Was it Titania that looked like this a bit? Must be my imagination. Tempered virtue. Oh, what now? That doesn't look good. Oh. Center then. You don't scare me. I have a giant hammer. Should probably help Giott a bit. Here it comes! Try not to die! I'm fine. Giott is holding up well. Almost better than some people I've grouped with. I'm a terrible person. And done! Duty complete! Way longer than I thought. We've been at this for about an hour. Wow. And there's some sort of crystal. Oh! Ah! Take that, you pasty bastard! It's got big puffy cheeks. What's that you've got there, Hard? Some kind of crystal. Huh. Tradition wouldn't have saved her. That's why I left. Huh. Ghosty, number 2. I left and I traveled. I met Ardbert, we found our companions, and together we searched. Are you her, Lamet? Listen, I called you a disgrace before, and... My journey was not an easy one. Save my sister, save them all. I faced 1,000 foes. I know, I understand now, and I'm so... But as I did, I learned how wide the world is, how beautiful, how cruel, and how much I wanted to protect it. Perhaps it should have been easy for me then, to give up my home forever for a greater cause. It wasn't. It hurt so much. But you bore it. You forgave them. You survived. Yes, it hurt, but I survived, because they were there, because he was there. Ardbert, you stubborn idiot, you sweet boy, you never did understand what you meant to me. Ah, old Ghosty. Aww. Damn it, Giott, you're drunk. You can't hug a ghost. Rest well, Lamet. You are the best of us. Aww. Well then. We did it! I can hardly believe it! This calls for a drink at the Crystarium, don't you think? If that silence is you wondering if I want to go home, well, I can't. I showed my face to you, didn't I? Broke our rules. So I'm thinking I'll give Lamet's way a try. Live proud as an exile, just like all the other folks that she saved. Aw, don't make that face. It's nothing that a little ale won't solve. If he says so. Now then, let's hurry up. The fact that we are in another world actually allowed us to see a lot of different people there, unlike in Stormblood, where we mostly saw the same type of characters, mostly Highlanders and, how can I say, Highlanders, Midlanders, as well as those Rogadan subrace from Othard. We did see a few Xela, though. Gulp, gulp, gulp. Ah, that's the stuff. Can I help you? You're staring. Really staring. Do you know you're doing that? Exactly how much have you had to drink? Well, I lost count! So about as much as usual. Ha! I may be in exile, but I'm still dwarf, and don't you forget it! Anyway, there's something I've been wanting to tell you. Firstly, well, you've been following along with my crazy plans this whole time, but never really said how much I appreciate your help with Sophrosyne and Lamet. Thank you. Good boy. And I think you deserve to know something else, too. You know the elder who exiled Lamet? That was my great-grandfather. He's remembered as the greatest warrior of our kind. Always wanted to be just like him. To be strong, honorable, protected our traditions. But Lamet, she saved so many from their suffering. Us dwarves might not even be here today if she hadn't cured the Stone Blight. And he took her away her home. Forever. It's hard to see that as anything other than cruel. Tradition is important, but it's not the only important thing. Kindness, empathy, love. This world and the living, breathing people in it. They matter more. That's what I learned from all the folks I shared drinks with, from Lamet, and from you. And I intend to keep learning, here in this city, with my face plain for all to see and my head held high. So, you know where to find me next time you want to share a drink. I know our job is done, but you'll always have a place at my side, you hear? Lally-ho. Now you have a drink on me. Piety Materia, Savage Aim, Savage Might. Oh, I get all of them for free. Well, how about that? So that is done, meaning that we'll get access to the Tempest. Now it is time for us to return to Eorzea and do our White Mage class quest, as short as it may be. So, where was that? Quarry Mill. Camp Tranquil sounds right. No, where was she? That's not it. Where else then? Ugh. You'll give me a second. Okay then. So I've looked it up, and apparently we actually need to finish the main quest for this quest to be available. So then we're going to be returning to the Tempest and finish up where we started. I'll probably add this to the... how can I say, to the next stream where we finish the entire thing. seeing as I'm gonna be splitting the healer role quest within its own video.